Hey everyone, guess what I found out? NASA is the Matrix headquarters. Yes, there's your Matrix. NASA is the headquarters. That's how they've been doing it. Think about it. Ever since the first person went into space, that's when everything started going haywire. Everything, everywhere around the world went haywire, right? Because they were so-called trying to get the first person to get to outer space. Alright. Think about it. Why is, out of nowhere, Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk both trying to have spaceships? They the richest people in the world, right? One is Amazon. Think about Amazon, the forest, trees, forest, God, forest, all of that. Yeah. And then think about Elon technology. One above, one at the bottom. It ties in together. So Natural Aeronautics and Space Administration. NASA explores the unknowns in the air and space. See, the whole time we thought space was above. Your surroundings is your space. Yeah, this is crazy. Alright, let's go a little bit deeper. Alright, when those 5 ladies went into the fake thing, right? Alright, so we saw that they went on to the ladder. That's all they did. They went on the ladder, came back down. We saw the picture of them together. Photoshop. If you look at all of the thing, the lighting on the face, the legs on the chairs, and all of that. Even when you go and look at another picture they had where they like the background was dark. One is on steps, the other one on a stool. You telling me y'all got all that money and one gonna be on a stool and the other one's on the steps? Okay, not even just that. Then the outer other thing, right? It ain't hot. There's no heat waves on it. There's no steam coming from it. There's no heat march from it. That thing's supposed to be scorched. Okay, technically one of those things supposed to fell in the water if that's the case, because it came in so hot that it would have to fall in the water to cool down, but it fell on land, so that would have been a bomb. Just let you know that if it actually went up like it supposed to, it would have been a bomb to come down like that. Okay, because it's hot, right? If you notice certain parts, they will show something and then the screen goes out and then they'll show it again. When you saw Jeff fall in that hole, that was that rabbit hole. He just fell in like oops. You also saw how the door was open. It was only one person in there. Y'all didn't see everybody physically come out. It was only one person. They had a dummy in there. Think about it. Now y'all saw how small that area is, right? Now picture 5 ladies with their legs up in the air. Y'all know how it look to have legs up in the air, right? You need some room. How in the world that little bitty thing? And if you saw when they came, first person came out in the dummy in the chair. So if a dummy in the chair, now look at this. 5 ladies, 1 dummy in the chair. Where the rest of the chairs at? And how was they able to move around? That's the other part to it. You telling me you have 5 ladies that don't really know things about space, right? And they supposed to go up into the air. And they said, Gail said, we have to get back in our chairs just in time. Well, for someone that is afraid of heights, sure could get back in their chair on time. Technically, her behind would have been too scared to get out of the chair in the first place. Okay, that's what true fear is. Okay, and if she has a fear that bad, why is she even on the flight? Because that's a safety risk. Because you can affect everyone else in the room. Well, yeah, room. And so, also with the outside, we've seen the Oculus and all of those little goggles. All it is the same thing on the outside. Green screen. That's it. We've seen enough of Marvels and DC movies and all of that to see that green screens can work. If you want to know, go look at Avatar. You see them walking back and forth in the green screen and they jumping off cliffs and ain't none in there. There's enough to let you know green screen can really manipulate your mind if you ain't paying attention. So let's go back into time and look at all these different things. So you have to ask yourself, how much money really is going into this industry? And why is it that the most of the people that got the most money is dabbling in this industry? Because they're using it as a setup to be able to cover up what they doing to everybody else. So if anybody that focus on the space, I mean, they focusing on everything else. Then Katy Perry told on herself when she talking about the divine feminine. So it make you question, how is this operating? How are they doing all of this? Because they're in control of my mind. They can get in my mind. But I took my power back, so now they can't do anything. See, that's why the illusions of that event didn't go the way it's supposed to. See, this is the thing. If my power, energy, and they still had it, they would have been able to have a glare over your eyes. See, this is the thing. Because those spells don't work on me anymore, guess what? They don't work on y'all. See, the ones that's in the godly side, the ones that stirring up this believing in God, the glamour is off. That how we call it in sales, you know, when you get somebody, I forget the name of it, but when a person in customer service and they do offer commission, if you don't get that person attention within the first couple of hours or first moment when you talk, the facade is over. Okay, so guess what? The facade is over. All the glamour stuff off, and now we starting to see what the truth is. No different than in our money, no different than in our clothing, no different in our technology, and every single thing like that. No different in phones. Prime example, Apple phone. Why is the phone called Apple? Then you think of the tree of life, and then you say phone, because they're watching you. It really don't even matter if I got tape up here. Yeah, you see his face. I know, right? It don't matter if you got tape up here, right? They still can be able to see you. They're watching you. See, you notice with iPhones, every couple month or about once a month, you got to update your phone, right? Why do you got to update your phone? Because they got to put a better spell in there. Why is it that everything you talk about when you're not around, when you're not on the phone, can still tell you what you're talking about? Because it's part of the matrix. See, the same way they had that facade going on to let us think that they really was in space. Just think how many years it has been that they told us they was in space. So they had a mind control that entire time. How come all of these different organizations getting what they want? Because they deal with NASA. See, when it comes to this whole thing, they was in control of how we operate. We're the test dummies. Everyone in the world is a test dummy. Okay? Everyone in the world is a test dummy. Guess what? Even they have to go through their own tests. And if they don't follow suit, then guess what? They get got too. So, the Matrix is based off of NASA. When they did the first outer space moment and people believed, then they knew, got 'em. We know how to manipulate the system. We know how to control the system. If you look at every single time someone goes out, and then you got to think about, so you telling me all these astronauts, every single one of them was fake? Then you got to think about, what about the ones that so-called died? I bet you they got different lives now. What they call witness protection program. See, when they walked into this whole situation, it was to make it look like a facade, to get y'all to think, to believe. Why is it that every time when black folks got on the plane, on the shoot, they died? Y'all notice that? Every time somebody black got up there, for some odd reason, they end up dying. But see, guess what? I truly believe some of these people was killed. Yep. It was their way to get them out, because they knew they was going to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So they had to get them out. Ask yourself, how many times y'all saw those videos when they say put your hand on the Bible to tell the truth that you went on it. I don't need to do that. I don't need to prove a point. How many of y'all, when y'all talk to somebody and you ask them, hey, if this person is lying, then go tell that person, or this going on, say on God and this and that. I don't need to do that. I don't need to do that, because you know you're lying. See, they know that this earth has so many celestial things and so many different things going on, and they was been trying to control everyone. They've been manipulating the whole system. That goes to the blood, that goes to the diseases, that goes to everything. Everything is dealing with NASA. I don't know why this is coming up in my head, but you are what you eat. Like Hell's Kitchen. Matter of fact, like I said about Hell's Kitchen, and I did a video about that, right? Didn't Alicia Keys, before she did her, her sign language, I'm not gonna do it because it ain't my lane. But when she did her little sign language, didn't she say, when she accepted that award, didn't she say thank you to Hell's Kitchen? Yeah. All of it been controlled through the system. NASA is a fake program to manipulate and control our environment. Think about it. Society, they the ones that's controlling the weather sometimes and different things. They are doing manipulations because of my energy. My energy can control the weather. My energy and your energy can control the weather. They was utilizing our energy and ciphering minds the most to control the weather, the systems, and everything like that. There's a song called Ain't No Mountain High Enough, and I'm gonna attach it. I did it on another video, but I'm gonna attach this. And in the video, let me pull it up real quick. I'm not gonna play it, but I want y'all to see something so that you know what I'm talking about when I play it. I'm gonna turn the volume down because I don't feel like this thing had to go through that extra layer of stuff. Excuse my nose as always. I'm about to show you something. It's Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell. Let me see. Pause. I'm gonna try to put the light on bright enough so you can see it. Let me see. Alright. It ain't the best. Yes, there you go. You see that here? That's a dome. There is a dome over us. It's a visible dome. I'm sorry, my nose. It's a invisible dome. Okay? It's a visible dome. It's a very thick frequency layer that they cannot get through. They cannot get through. As I told y'all about the Star Spangled Banner. In the Star Spangled Banner, they said with the bombs in the air, why they do fireworks? What happens when a bomb is... That's why you do fire. That's why they created fireworks. Fireworks represents bombs, y'all. Do y'all know that? Mind blown. Okay, so every time when y'all sing in the Star Spangled Banner, right? And when they do like those NASA things with the rockets are to go up. What is a rocket? A firework, like a bomb. and they to go up and hoping that it can break through the barrier. That's it. That's it. I know. And it is what it is. It is what it is. So NASA, they've been, that's why they siphon my energy, because they hope that someone can get enough of my energy to be able to go through this barrier. See, at first they was using Ye, okay, because they knew that Ye had a attachment to me because of the love. So they was hoping that Ye would siphon all of my energy out. However, despite just as much as he had his feelings about me on one end, he has feelings about me on the other end. So just as much as he might did evil work, he still cared at the same time. It was like a love-hate relationship for decades. But they was hoping that he would be dumb enough, and I'm gonna say it like this because this is how they was thinking, okay? I'm not calling him that, okay? But they was hoping that he would be dumb enough to cipher all of my energy out. But he knew if he would do that, it would kill him off, because the connection we had was that great. And he figured that that's something else that they was trying to do. It was like, okay, if he can't cipher all of it, maybe if we take both of their energies, maybe we can get up out of here, because they already know what this place is, and they've been trying to get out. So in the meantime, that's why all of this crazy stuff been going on in the systems and stuff. Yeah. So all your tax money been going to systems to help destroy you, so they can cipher out the royalty bloodline. It's all a lie. It's all a lie. Just like the governments, they're all lies. I'm gonna call it what it is. They like things come together now, but it was all lies. The government was the cover up for that. So before it was the church, okay, the church was the government, but then they start realizing they was able to switch things. They start noticing when they could switch things up. So that's why the governments became a thing throughout time. So the church was utilizing the government, but also then when they found out with the NASA thing and they utilized that, then now NASA is your government. So anytime, think about NASA deal with technology, right? Technology, shipments, all of that. They in control of the tariffs. So the tariffs and all of this, they the ones in control of all of that, because they the ones provide the mind controls. So just think about it like this. When it comes to NASA's not the only one. Russia has their own form. China has their own form. And it's another one. I can't remember. But we'll just focus on those. So all of them have their own system unit like NASA. And they all tie in together. They know what they're doing. You know how like you got that family member where the people that you act like you don't like, but y'all really like each other when nobody ain't around? Like that. That's all it is. These folks that keep coming back and forth with each other, they act like they don't like each other, but they all friends. They all working together. So that's why people keep traveling to these other countries. Ain't it amazing how these higher up, these celebrities in the United States, always traveling to these countries that they don't like? Why are they buying houses in these places they don't like? Do you know United States was the main spot where they was mind controlling? United States is the dummy ground. United States, you know how like every company have like that practice or that dummy mission? Think of back in the day when they used to show the cars racing, going down with the dummies inside it. United States is that. Yep. If you notice, the laws and stuff in other countries are a lot different than here, because we the test state. We the test country. Everything's tested on us. Think about it. Why is it that these elites keep sending all of their stuff to these other countries? Because they don't want to get their products caught up in the mess. Majority of these people got houses in the other countries because they knew that this way, that this is how it would work. They knew if something would happen, The United States will be the one to go out. Now, in other countries, you might think, oh, it's them. No. They thought that, especially with me coming out into the thing, they would assume that I was going to United States. I ain't got time for all of that. I just get you individually. That's what I get. Like, yeah. Like accidents, do you know they be controlling the stoplights and stuff? How many of y'all be driving and you see the light is green and then it turns red on you out of nowhere? Thank you, NASA. NASA was doing that. Y'all test dummies. That's how they do population control. It's in the medicines, it's in the food, and your drinks, your TVs, your clothing, your money. It's everywhere. There was mind controls everywhere. And who else can do it? NASA. Who has the most technology in the world? NASA. What else? Who else? NASA. Now I know y'all gonna be like, well, we need to get Trump on it. We got all that. Chill, motherfuckers. Chill. They know what's going on. Have you noticed? Ask yourselves. In all the times of president, you notice that everything in his office is gold. Have you noticed that the lighting in the rooms are darker? You know how they feel about having that bright light and stuff, because they know what's going on. That's why. That's why everything's gold. Pay attention. Why Trump wearing a yellow tie now all of a sudden? You know how they feel about colors and stuff. Matter of fact, the lady that had the white outfit on, and you saw the frustration in her face. You see all of that. You see when the little girl got sick. You get to see everything. See, normally when a girl got sick, when people get sick, she's not the first person that ever got sick through one of these moments. But normally the presidents don't care. They'll keep it rolling. He was letting you know, this is serious. We're going to stop what we're doing. Now, he may not showed it on his face, but he stopped shop. He stopped everything so that they could do what they need to do. He's letting you know family is first. We need to protect that. Then we can go outside and do what we need to do. But see, y'all been programmed so long to focus about everything else and forget your own family. It's no different in my videos. How many times my son, well, he does it more now than when he did at the beginning. But he'll start saying stuff and ask me stuff, and what I do? Yes, this, that. Now, once in a blue moon, you might see me, hold up now, because I know when he's trying me. But I will stop for my child, because that's what's most important right now, because my child's in front of me. But we are taught that, how many of y'all do videos and stuff and your kids is trying to get your attention? No, I gotta have the perfect video, I gotta have the perfect pictures, I have the perfect surroundings, I gotta have the because you was programmed that way to not have a heart. You was programmed that way. How many of y'all, it's no different than kids used to go outside, right? Now where they at? Technology. Because they programmed that way. Who's in charge of that? Your space organization. Space. Head space. Why is it that they trying to get y'all to have Oculus now, where y'all got the things on your eyes? So mind control. How many of y'all been using those Oculus? Do you know they're looking into your eyes, into your mental? Do you know they programming you when you have those on? You didn't know that. Ain't that why Mark Zuckerberg in China don't having issues right now? Because they've been programming you through those systems. Yeah, you having fun and you having simulations, but you get caught up in it. Nobody don't want to go outside and smell the fresh air. I forgot, it's not fresh anymore because they've been polluting it. Because it's part of the space system. Who dabbles with space? Airplanes and all of that. Who's controlling the technology of that? NASA. Look at all the planes in the sky, right? It's not me. I don't believe that it was that, like those lines in the sky. I don't think it was like that long time ago like that. It was, but it wasn't like that. Those clouds are way thicker. What you think that's the stuff that they have in the engine, all of that smoke and stuff? You telling me with technology we haven't created something where we won't have pollution in the air? What I tell you about pollen and stuff? How come pollen is more thicker now than it ever been, but we have less flowers and trees? How come when we have more flowers and trees, the pollen wasn't that thick? And technically, when it rains, it's supposed to wash off, right? Why it's still just sitting there like gunk and paste? Y'all tell me. Why the food don't taste the same? Like you can't even get an apple anymore these days. It tastes right. You can't even get fruits and vegetables that taste right. I don't know when the last time I saw a fresh like fruit in the stores. As soon as they put the fruit out, they're already going bad. Thank your NASA system. All of that. They in control of it. That's why they having all of this stuff shipped over from other countries. Y'all being controlled. Mind controlled. My son here, I just don't feel like really saying the word. But yeah. Relationships. Everything. Y'all been mind controlled the whole time. That's what the Matrix is. They've been controlling every single thing. So the question now is, what you gonna do? Are you gonna continue believing in the system, or are you going to fix the system? The only reason how I was able to figure this stuff out, because I don't care about technology. I'm not technology savvy, y'all. I never cared about all of this stuff. I always lived in the moment. Like, I don't have to have the internet. I don't have to have all this other stuff. And then when it comes to music, I have my own radio box in my head. So it ain't that big of a deal. So that's why they couldn't catch me. When it came to like cosmetics and all these beauty regimens and all of this other stuff, it never caught my attention. See, they was trying to mind control me the whole time, but I'm like, it's fake. It's fake. I don't need 1,000 pounds of makeup on my face to say, hey. I don't need to sit back and build and pump my boobs up and my booty up to say, hey. You understand? I don't have to put hate on someone else because they don't look the same way like me. I don't have to dog somebody out because they a certain type of gender and this and that. If that's what you want to do, go be you. What that got to do with me? You understand me? I don't need no Peter Weeder. I'm fine. Okay, anyway, so at the same time, my thing is this. Y'all see it? Y'all been knowing it? You've been feeling it. So are you going to stay in the house? Or are you going to finally go outside? On that note, have a blessed day.